Good morning, Year 1. So this morning we are going to be looking again at shape. We're going to be looking at the 2D shapes and the 3D shapes today and seeing how we can make patterns with these shapes. So some important information. We can create patterns using lots of different things, and today we're going to be looking at patterns using 2D and 3D shapes. So shape patterns are sequences of shapes that are repeated in the same order. So patterns can focus on the size of a shape, it could be the colour of a shape, it could be the way round a shape is. So we're going to be having a look at lots of different patterns today. So let's have a look at this first pattern. So Lola has been using her building blocks to create a pattern. So you can see there is a yellow brick with a little hole in the middle, then she's used a green brick that looks like a little bridge. So have a look at that pattern. We can see the yellow, then the green, the yellow, then the green, the yellow, then the green. So which shape would come next in that pattern? So you can pause the screen and have a little look at the shapes underneath A, B and C and decide which shape you think will come next in that pattern. Okay, so well done if you chose shape C, because that shape would be next. We can see it goes yellow and then green, yellow and then green, yellow and then green, and so after green would be the yellow shape, shape C. Well done. So that is called a repeating pattern. Okay, so shapes must stay in the same order to be a repeating pattern. So you can see here we have a pink circle and then an orange triangle, so it goes circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. So each time the shapes are in the same order, and that creates something called a repeating pattern. So let's have a look at this pattern. This pattern uses 3 different shapes. So we can see there's a circle, a square and then a triangle. And then we start again, a circle, a square and then a triangle. Then we start again, a circle. Ooh, what comes next? What comes after the circle if we want to make a repeating pattern? So pause the screen and have a little look. Will it be another circle? Will it be a triangle? Or will it be a square? Okay, so well done if you said square, because you can see for this pattern to be repeating after the circle needs to be a square. Well done. Now here we haven't used different shapes. I've used the same 3D shape, a cuboid, but to make a pattern I have changed the way round that it is facing. So to start with, the shape is stood up, then it's laid down, then it's stood back up, then it's laid down. So you can see each time it repeats as to where that shape is facing. So it's still a repeating pattern, but it's just using one shape. So the way we've created that repeating pattern is by where that shape is facing. Okay, let's have a look at this pattern then. So I can see there's a cube and then a square base pyramid. Have a think, what shapes would come next in that pattern? So there's 5 boxes for you to think about. What would come after the pyramid? What would come next? And then see if you can carry on with that pattern all the way to the end, and then we'll have a look. So pause the screen and think about what would come next in those boxes for that shape, for that pattern, sorry, to be a repeating pattern. Okay, so you should have said after the pyramid there would be a cube, then another pyramid, then a cube, then a pyramid, then a cube. So you can see that's made another repeating pattern. Patterns don't always need to be in a straight line. So you can see here I've created a pattern using 3 different 3D shapes, but instead of going in a straight line, it goes in a circle. So if we start looking at the top, you can see there's a cone, then we have a cuboid, a sphere, cone, cuboid, sphere, cone, cuboid, sphere, and that repeats round and round in that circle. So there's different ways that you can create repeating patterns. So a little task for you now. I want you to have a look at these patterns, so you can pause the screen, and can you spot which of these patterns has a mistake? So look really carefully and see if you can spot which one has something wrong with it. Okay, let's have a look at the answer then. So you can see in my first pattern, in pattern A, we have a square, a circle, a rectangle. A square, ooh, what should come next? I can see that here there's a little bit of a problem. So shall we see what that pattern should look like? There we go. So if we swap them over, now we have a repeating pattern. We have a square, a circle, a rectangle, a square, a circle, a rectangle, and then a square and a circle. So well done if you spotted that. That was quite a tricky one. Well done. Okay, so for today's task in your home learning pack, you should have a piece of paper that looks like this. So task 1 is to draw some shapes in that top box to see if you can carry on that repeating pattern. Task 2, you need to have a look at those patterns and see if you can spot the correct pattern. So one of those is a really good repeating pattern. 2 of them, there's some mistakes there. So see if you can work out the mistakes. And then task number 3 is to see if you can match each of those patterns to which shape you would need next to carry on a repeating pattern. So good luck, can't wait to see some photographs. Bye everybody.